Good afternoon, students. Let's begin our day with a very positive thought. And this is success will never lower its standard to accommodate us. We have to raise our standard to achieve it. What does it mean? It means if we are lazy, have a half hearted approach towards anything, we can never be successful. We have to raise our standard to achieve success. We have to compete not just with others, but we have to compete with ourselves. If we set a high benchmark, if we raise our standard, then we can easily achieve success. This is what it means. And now for word of the day. Students, we haven't been giving you word of the day. I suppose you used to get word daily previously. So we are going to start once again. Every day I will be giving you a word along with the meaning and a sentence. And please write it down in a separate note copy. Make it as a word diary, right? Where you can have a collection of all the words, and maybe at the end of a week, at the end of a month, then you people will have a good collection, and this way you can improve your vocabulary as well. So write down the words, the meaning and the sentence every day in that word diary. Today the word is relentless. What does it mean? Remaining strict or determined. Like the thought, if we are relentless in a pursuit, then we will definitely be successful. Or as it is there in the sentence, the students were relentless in pursuit of good grades. No doubt such students will be successful. Okay, now we move on to today's topic. It's an easy one for you. Today we'll be doing singular and plural noun. Very simple, of course. Singular noun, as the name suggests, students. Singular noun means one person, one animal, one place, one thing. See, if you notice, we are talking about noun. Noun means the name of a person, place, animal or thing. And singular means one noun. That means one person or one animal, one place or one thing. Okay. Then what do we understand by plural noun? Plural means plenty. A plural noun refers to more than one person, more than one animal, more than one place, and more than one thing. Noun, which is plenty. That would be the plural noun. Now, singular nouns can be changed to plural nouns, but we have to follow the rules. Like suppose I say there is one child in the room. And if I have to say there are more child, then how do I say? If there are more than one child in the room, then the word is children. So that's how we speak, isn't it? If there is a single girl in the class, and if there are more than one girls, then what do we say? There are more girls in the class. So there is actually a rule which is followed when we are changing the singular nouns to the plural noun. What are those rules? See. The first one is very simple. Regular nouns form the plural by adding s. So the first rule will be that whenever we are changing a singular noun to a plural noun, we simply add an s to it. Right? Like in case of single car, it will be called as car, car. But if there are more than one car, then what do? We add an s to it. And then we say there are 3 cars on the road, cars. We just add an s to it. There are 3 cars on the road. There's a single bag, and then you can say there are many bags in the room, or there's a single horse, and there are many horses in the stable. Similarly, there is just one garden, but we have plenty of gardens in Gurgaon, something like that, right? So when we are changing the regular noun form from singular to plural, we just add an s to it to make it plural. Now, what is the second one? Second rule. Second rule means If a singular noun ends in an S or an double S, SH or Z or Z, we add ES to the noun to make it plural. Take the example, then it will be more clear. Well, if the noun ends with a single S, as in the case of bus, then we add ES to it. That means it becomes buses. Or if the noun ends with a double S, as in the case of glass, then again we add ES and therefore it becomes glasses. If the noun ends with an X, we add EX. If it ends with an SH, then also we add ES. So this is the second rule which follows to make a singular noun to a plural noun. Rule number 3. If a noun ends in F or FE, then FE is often changed to VE before adding S to form its plural. Sounds very difficult, but of course, if we take example, it's clear. Suppose the noun is leaf. Now here we find that leaf ends with F. So when we have to change it to plural, we drop this F and add VES. Okay, that's how we make it plural. The other one, calf, also ends with an F. So we drop the F and we add VES to make it plural. So this is your third one. But see again, there is an exception. English language will never be complete without exceptions. Okay, so not all nouns ending with F or FE form their plurals by changing the F to VE. As in the case of belief. It is not belief, does not become believes. It becomes beliefs. We add an S to it, right? So it's not that all of them follow the same rule. There are certain exceptions also to it. Now we move on to the next one, of course. Right, rule number 4. Now, if a singular noun ends with Y and the letter before Y, that means the letter preceding Y is a consonant, then Y is changed to IES. Again, if a singular noun ends with a Y preceded by a consonant, then we drop the Y and add IES. As in the case of puppy, PUPPY. Now this noun ends with a Y and it is preceded by a consonant, that is P. Y is preceded by P, so we drop the Y and add IES to make it plural noun. As in the case of city, it becomes cities, baby becomes babies. Right. Then we have another one. Okay. Now, if a singular noun ends with Y and the letter before is a vowel, then the noun form is plural by adding S. See, earlier it was ending with Y preceded by a consonant, then we drop the Y and we add IES. Now, if it ends with a Y preceded by a vowel, then we simply add S to it. As in the case of ray and tray, we simply add rays and it becomes trays. Okay. Now another one. If a singular noun ends with O, then ES is added to form its plural. As in case of tomato or potato, then to make it plural, if it ends with an O, then to make it plural, we add OES. Alright. But we also have an exception over here. Not all nouns ending with O has to be added ES. As in case of piano, we simply add S. Right? So it becomes pianos, or else photo becomes photos. Now, in this case, if a singular noun ends in US, the US is changed to I to form the plural. Examples are cactus. The spelling is CACTUS. Now this ends with US, right? So when we change it to plural, it becomes cacti. CACTI. US is dropped and an I is added. Or in the case of syllabus, it will be syllabi, or sometimes it is also called as syllabi, but otherwise syllabi. Okay. Rule number 7. In nouns ending with AU, we form the plural by adding X to the noun. Like in case of chateau, CHATEAU, or in case of plateau, right? Plateau, the pronunciation almost remains the same, but the spelling changes. Then again we find rule number 8, which says, if a singular noun ends with IS, the IS is changed into ES in the plural. Analysis becomes analysis, right? So IS changes to ES again. See, we just have to remember these rules, students. There is no other way. We just have to remember this. Okay. If a singular noun ends in ON, the ON is changed to A to form the plural. For example, phenomenon becomes phenomena. It's a regular phenomenon. If we are just talking about something regular which is happening in bio, it's a regular phenomena, like the plants making food in the presence of sunlight. Then if we are talking about the plural form of it, it becomes a phenomena, right? ON is changed to A. And we have some noun remains unchanged even in the plural form. For example, sheep remains sheep, or aircraft remains aircraft. They don't change at all. They simply remain as it is in their original form, right? Then we also have, right, this one. There are some irregular nouns which do not have any rules for forming their plurals. Like in case of man, when chained it becomes men, child becomes children, mouse becomes mice. See, over here there is no rule which follows. Like in case of irregular verb, in case of irregular noun also, the form totally changes. Man does not become mans or manus, it becomes men. Child becomes children, mouse becomes mice, goose becomes geese. So all these you can say, tooth becomes teeth, women becomes women. So they do not follow any such rules where only a completely new word is added. Now this is something you need to understand, student. Fish versus fishes. Now this tank is full of fish, the ocean is full of fishes. If you see the pictures minutely, I think it's clear, yeah. If you see it minutely, then you will notice the difference. See, actually, how do we understand this? In case of singular students, it is fish. In case of plural noun also, it is fish, right? But sometimes it is called as fishes. Now, what do we understand by this? Suppose we can take example as in the case of a sentence, then it will be clear. If we are talking about a single fish, right? Like we say that I ate a fish today. That means I ate one fish today. In case of plural noun also, it is fish. As you can see it in the picture, this tank is full of fish, right? This tank is full of fish. But then in case of plural itself, when do we use fishes? When we see that there are variety of fishes, when we refer to different types of fishes together, then we use the word fishes. If there are more than one fish, but it is of the same kind, then in plural also it will be called as fish. But if there are more variety of fishes, more variety of fish, then it will be called as fishes in plural. Clear? Similar is the case in deer. Deer is in singular form, deer is in plural form also. But sometimes it is used as deers also when more than one deer is there. Okay? Alright, now the next one. Yes. Some nouns have no singular. They exist in plural forms. as in the case of scissors. In case of scissors, pants, trousers, shears, victuals, tongs, measles, mums, pinchers, twizzers. See, all these words, students, you will realize that all of them, they are in pairs, right? Scissors, you can say there are two blades in a scissor. We cannot have a scissor with a single blade. It will be simply called as a blade then. Scissors always exist in two. Scissors are always a pair of two blades. In case of pants also, we have two legs in the pants, right? It is not possible to have a single pant. So it's always pants. Trousers, again, trousers and pants means the same. Trousers are meant for both the feet. It is not possible to have just one feet in the trouser, in the pants. So these nouns, they also always exist in singular, right? Because they always exist in pairs, or sometimes it exists in plural itself, like in case of measles. We, God forbid, but if anybody is suffering from measles, it is not just one blister, there are multiples. So it will always be referred to as measles because they always exist in plural. Okay, you can see the picture over here, irregular plural noun. What do we see in the picture? You have shorts, you have a pair of jeans, you have scissors, tongs, pliers, then what else? Twizzers and spectacles also. Singular and plural, these things are always plural in English. When we say, do you wear glasses? We never say, do you wear glass? We always say glasses because we are talking about two eyes. I need the scissors because we are always using the two blades together. Where are they? I need a new pair of jeans. I need a new pair of jeans, if that is so. Or I need some more new jeans. Or I need a pair of pants. So likewise, you can understand, students, that we have all these nouns existing in pairs. So that is why it is always written in pairs. Before we wind up, a quick revision. Yeah. So the simplest form of turning a singular noun to plural is by adding an S. Like in case of car, becomes cars. In case of ES, whenever the word is ending with an S, double S, SH or Z, we add ES to make it plural. If the noun ends in F or FE, then FE or F is dropped and ES is added to it. Leaf becomes leaves, calf becomes calves. Exceptions are there, but in certain words, if it ends with an F, simply S is added to it. Okay. In case of puppy, like you can see, students, if the noun ends with a Y preceded by a consonant, then Y is dropped and IES is added to it. As in case of puppy, becomes puppies, cry becomes cries, likewise. If a singular noun ends with a Y, but this time preceded by a vowel, then we simply add an S to it. Okay, right. Then the next one, if a singular noun ends in O, then ES is added. But exceptions are there. Sometimes, instead of adding ES, we simply add S to it. Like piano becomes pianos. Then in certain singular noun which ends in US, it is changed to I. US is actually dropped and I is added to it. As in the case of cactus, CACTUS, it becomes cacti. Likewise, plateau becomes plateau, chateau becomes chateau. Of course, the pronunciation is almost the same, but the spelling changes. Analysis becomes analysis, and you have phenomenon becomes phenomena. Then you have sheep remains sheep itself, certain nouns which don't change at all, right? And certain irregular noun totally changes. So likewise, in case of fish, these are again exceptions as I just explained it to you. And of course, we have these which exist in pairs, always exists in pairs. Okay, I hope you were clear about this fish. Whenever we are talking about fish, it could be fish in the singular, fish in the plural, and whenever we are using the word fishes, that means we are taking the variety of fishes. If more fish are there, plenty of fish are there, but it is of the same variety, then we use fish. If there are more fishes, but if it's different variety, then we use fishes. Okay, and like I said, these sometimes exist only in pairs, therefore they don't have a singular. They always exist in plural. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I hope it's clear, students. And if still there is something which you need to understand, you can always ask me. Thank you.